Before I finish, I want to share a few funny things. Some of you may not know this, some of you might, but I am not from here. And Jeremy used to tell the B&G team that I was his liberal-leaning Yankee wife. And he taught me a few things. Dirt roads are not all driveways. Sweet peppers all come from the same seed. You just got to leave them on the vine a little bit longer. Yeah, no clue. Guns aren't all bad. I even own one now. And most of all, he taught me how to love myself and appreciate all that I bring to the people around me. So I ask today and every day that you never forget his name and the sacrifice that he made on November 17th. For those of you that worked for him, with him, honor him by doing the job exactly like he did. Fair, firm, and consistent. There isn't enough to say about him because he was always just more. I sure do love you, Jeremy.
Thank you for that. And I say this to the entire Hall family, no words can reach the depth of your loss. But I do pray that you can feel the depth of our love today and going forward. We gather today because the Commonwealth must say with one voice that Jeremy Lewis Hall lived as a protector, a craftsman, a husband, a father, and a friend, and that he gave his full measure of devotion in the service of others. If you only knew Jeremy by the uniform, you missed the bigger picture. Those who served beside him and those who loved him will tell you he was the kind of friend that you would hope would show up when something needed fixing, and especially if something needed welding. He was the colleague whose laugh turned an ordinary shift into a lighter one. That's important. He had that toboggan. Everyone's going to tell you about the toboggan. I got to get a toboggan. I have a picture of it now. Somehow wearing that toboggan made sense no matter what time of year it was, I guess. Jeremy was firm, fair, and consistent, not just on a post, but in his life. Firm, fair, consistent. That's what we strive for in our profession. Firm enough to keep people safe. Fair enough to earn cooperation and respect. Consistent enough that everyone knows where the lines are and what is expected. You know, Jeremy just kind of always believed things would be okay. And he worked like a man determined to make it so. As I've met with members of our Virginia Department of Corrections team in recent days, including our family at River North, I met men and women who showed up in the hardest hour to keep their post, to care for one another, and to protect the Commonwealth. That's courage. That's real courage. That's the very heart of corrections. And it is the courage that Jeremy lived. In the days since we lost Jeremy, my phone has rung from literally every corner of this nation. Directors, commissioners, secretaries, some of the people you see in this room that came from California and Texas and Ohio and Michigan and Rhode Island, and I'm going to miss a bunch. Thank you all for being here. These are people who understand the weight of what we do in corrections. They've reached out to say, we are with you.